It's Tuesday, December 3rd, and this is now on HNN.
A powerful typhoon killed 4 people in the Philippines, prompting authorities to close the country's largest airport. This, as a record-breaking storm hammering the Northeast, is still causing trouble for millions of people on the mainland.
A couple tractor trailers off the side of the road.
She said that, "Don't move, I'll shoot you."
Gunfire at a mahjong game, and it fits a growing trend. And this just in, Kamala Harris is out. She has decided to end her bid for the Democratic presidential nomination.
The House Intelligence Committee is set to vote on its impeachment inquiry report. I'm Natalie Brand on Capitol Hill with what happens next.
These stories, and Starbucks is adding another holiday drink to its lineup. Coming up on This Is Now. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for watching This Is Now.
This is Ashley and producer Jonathan right here. We want to get you to some developing news first out of the Philippines, where at least 4 people have been killed after a powerful typhoon made landfall on the eastern part of the country's most populous island Monday night. Forecasters say the storm is equivalent to a Category 4 hurricane, packing maximum sustained winds of nearly 130 miles per hour. Thousands had to be evacuated and more than 100 flights were canceled after authorities decided to close Manila's international airport for 12 hours on Tuesday.
You know, we're just wishing for the best there with so many people here on the islands with connections to the Philippines, but we're also following some developing news from another part of the Asia Pacific.
That's right, the death toll in Samoa continues to climb as the measles outbreaks worsens. We have Lacey Denise, who has been following this story closely.
Hawaii Lieutenant Governor Josh Green says he will be sending a team of medical professionals to Samoa to help with the measles outbreak as the death toll climbs to 55 people. More than 1,100 people have been admitted to the hospital since the outbreak began in late October. Lieutenant Green said he is working with the Queens Medical Center and various airlines to send a team out as early as today.
This will obviously save tens of thousands of people from getting the measles, and it will save hundreds of fatalities from occurring. It is a dangerous thing to see when an epidemic sweeps across a state or a country, in this case Samoa, but it's just one jump over part of the Pacific to us.
Officials in Samoa believe the virus was first spread by a visitor from New Zealand. A national emergency has been in place since last month, closing all schools, banning children from public gatherings, and mandating that all 200,000 residents get vaccinated.
Thank you, Lacey, there for that report.
Switching to politics now, U.S. Senator Kamala Harris is ending her bid for the Democratic presidential nomination. She told supporters in an email Tuesday that she simply doesn't have the financial resources needed to continue. As the first woman and first Black Attorney General and U.S. Senator in California's history, she was widely viewed as a candidate poised to excite the same segment of voters that sent Barack Obama to the White House. Democratic rival and Hawaii Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard, meanwhile, had this to say about it on Twitter. Gabbard tweeted, quote, "Sending my best wishes to @Kamala Harris, her family, and supporters who have campaigned so hard. While we disagree on some issues, we agree on others, and I respect her sincere desire to serve the American people. I look forward to working together on the challenges we face as a nation."
All right. We have the resources here in our digital center to take live looks outside. We're going to take a peek at Washington right now. What I'm seeing is a White House there in D.C. decorated with its wreaths and Christmas decorations. We showed you Melania's new decorations yesterday. Check it out on our website if you want to see that. But you know what? The president's actually not there right now at the White House. He's in London dealing with some meetings, but there's bunch of developments regarding the impeachment inquiry.
That's right. The House Intelligence Committee is expected to vote this evening on a report which summarizes the impeachment investigation. The report will then be sent to the House Judiciary Committee, which will consider articles of impeachment against President Trump. Natalie Brand has more.
The House Intelligence Committee has released a report summarizing its more than 2 months of investigation into President Trump's dealings with Ukraine.
We already have overwhelming evidence of the president's misconduct.
The more than 200-page document says President Trump held up military aid to Ukraine and a coveted White House meeting. while he and top officials pressured the country's president to investigate his political rival, Joe Biden.
The president believed, obviously, this would help his reelection campaign, and he was willing to use the full force of his office to leverage Ukraine to do these sham investigations.
House Republicans released a minority report Monday evening, saying there is, quote, no direct firsthand evidence that Mr. Trump improperly pressured the Ukrainian president.
President Trump praised congressional Republicans this morning and once again slammed the impeachment inquiry while on his trip to London.
This is what you're going to impeach the President of the United States on? The Republicans have never been stronger, never been more unified. The Democrats have gone crazy.
The Intelligence Committee is expected to vote this evening to approve the report, and the House Judiciary Committee will hold its first impeachment hearing tomorrow, featuring 4 constitutional law experts discussing the historical precedent for impeaching a president. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Meanwhile, on Wall Street, stocks are closing broadly lower after President Trump indicated he was in no hurry to make a trade deal with China. Technology companies, which do a lot of business with China, led the declines. The S&P fell 20 points. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 280 points, while the NASDAQ lost 47 points.
And you think with this 300 points, 10 years ago that would seem like a lot. But now the Dow is at 27,000. So it's only equating to 1%, as you said there. So not a major chunk out of the market, but something we'll keep an eye on in the days to come.
Definitely. And back here at home, we are following a string of violent crimes involving guns. So a fun game of mahjong turned into a night of terror for a group in Aiea. At around 1:30 yesterday morning, a woman barged into their garage on Puakala Street, and the victims say she was armed with a handgun and was wearing a mask. We have our Allison Blair on this story.
The bullet was right here.
Cora Echeles showed us the spot officers found the 9mm shell casing. The 57-year-old still shaken hours after she and 5 of her friends were robbed while playing a game of mahjong in her own garage.
My brother-in-law just left and he forgot to close the gate.
A few minutes later, a masked woman wearing all black walked out of the shadows.
Don't move. And at the same time, she shut the gun. Give me all your wallet, your purse, and your jewelry, she said.
HPD confirms more criminals are using guns to get what they want.
We have seen increases in the number of crimes involving firearms, and that is very problematic to us.
Just last week, HPD's chief of police held a press conference saying while the overall crime rate is about the same, crimes involving guns are up 20% compared to 3 years ago.
Aside from these organized groups, most of them are just desperation crimes.
She just pointed the gun to the guy and she said, don't move. Okay, just take everything. That's what he told her.
Echeles says the woman got away with 4 purses and 2 cell phones. The way it all went down, she doubts if it was her first holdup.
She seems like professional, like she's not nervous.
The robber is described as a local woman about 5'6" with a medium build. We're told she escaped in a waiting SUV. If you have any information on this case, call Honolulu Crime Stoppers. Allison Blair, Hawaii News Now.
All right, Allison, thank you for that report there.
Yep, and switching on to politics, the Honolulu City Council is expected to pass the strictest ban in the state on single-use plastic products. Officials say the bill was approved by the council's Public Safety and Welfare Committee 2 weeks ago by a 3-2 vote, with a solid majority of the full council appearing ready to pass the measure. Honolulu Mayor Kirk Caldwell says he's likely to sign the bill. The committee version would prohibit food vendors from providing plastic forks, spoons, knives, straws, and other utensils, as well as plastic foam plates, cups, and other containers beginning January 1st, 2021.
Well, look outside there. It is rainbow weather out there. Have you seen a lot of rainbows lately?
I
full
have.
ones, giant ones. I love it. That's why we live here, folks. You know what? Guy has made the claim that things are going to be clearing up out there. Let's check in with him downtown.
There are showers, but there are lots of smiles too. Take a look at these people behind me. We have folks from the Make-A-Wish Foundation, as well as people from Central Pacific Bank representing nonprofit, as well as organizations helping with the nonprofit on this Giving Tuesday here in downtown Honolulu. So do them a favor, get to your nonprofit, look up Giving Hawaii, changeforhawaii.org, and then you can get involved and be part of the giving season and make Hawaii such a special place. Now, making us a special place today is the surf. It's on the way down up in the country, but it's still pretty good size. 6 to 9 feet. High surf advisory has been canceled up in the country, but it's still on for east shores. We are expecting more swells on the way. Take a look at the computer surf model. Back-to-back swells coming later this week, mostly from the north-northeast. That's not good for the pipeline, which opens its waiting period on Sunday. Now, for the next 7 days, the weather's going to be going up and down. We got breezy trade wind weather through Thursday, and starting Thursday night through Friday, we've got mostly cloudy skies with increasing showers. Going to be a little damp for Aloha Friday. Drier conditions due in for the weekend, and that's when we've got light winds on the way as well. And that means in addition to the sunshine, we'll get those afternoon clouds, maybe a few afternoon showers.
For our iTunes and iPod listeners, I want to describe what we're looking at right now. It's a live shot that we have a vantage point of here of Chicago. We're looking at Lake Michigan there. I think that's Lakeshore Drive, where it's a whopping 40 degrees, and the time is now 3:41.
Yep, in Chicago. And a historic storm is being blamed for at least 8 deaths as it moved across more than 30 states during the past week. In eastern New England, some areas could see a total of 2 feet of snow by this afternoon. Don Daller reports.
This snow came in hard and furious.
We were just freezing.
People coast to coast are enduring the wrath of a relentless storm finally on its way out.
It's really bad. Everyone should just really be careful.
But not before slamming the country with more heavy snow.
It's raining, then it's snowing. It's raining, then it's snowing.
Rain.
If we didn't have a wood stove, we wouldn't survive. There's no heat here.
Power outages and bitter cold. First responders and plow trucks are working around the clock to clear accidents and roads.
And we're deploying our assets as we can best determine by those forecasts.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo declared a state of emergency in several counties.
It's a bus.
Interstate 90 in New Lebanon was shut down after a bus carrying about 30 people collided with a tractor trailer. No one was seriously injured. It was one of more than 700 crashes reported in New York.
A couple tractor trailers off the side of the road.
In New Hampshire, the Manchester Fire Department's Mike Gamache took us along to some of the about 100 storm calls he responded to Monday.
I look at most of the buildings when I go by and make sure nobody's stranded or there's no trees down on wires.
Up to 2 feet of snow is expected on the ground in some New England areas.
I was supposed to go to work today. Hi, boss.
But some people, like Colleen Bannister, say they will be ready.
Number one, we're smart enough to stay off the roads when it's bad. Number two, we're usually pretty good about cleaning it up. But number three is I like that our neighbors help each other out.
Here in New Hampshire, the snow started last Sunday at 3 p.m. Areas around Boston or along the coast could get another half foot of snow later today. And despite what it looks like, the official start of winter is still 18 days away. Don Daler, CBS News, Keene, New Hampshire.
Oh, thanks, Don. No, I miss a good old snow
I was
day.
just going to ask
Come
you,
on.
do you miss white Christmases, Jonathan?
I know, I don't really miss driving in it, but there is something to be said about saying, hey, boss, I'm at home. I didn't come into work today because it snowed. Hey, we don't get that here.
No, unfortunately.
But what we might be getting here is a new flavor at a lot of people's favorite, Starbucks.
Yeah, if you like Starbucks and you like holiday-themed drinks, well, here's a new one, the Irish Cream Cold Brew. Starbucks says the drink has its popular cold brew coffee with Irish cream flavored syrup and ice. It comes topped with a vanilla sweet cream foam and cocoa sprinkles on top.
I think it's missing something. Do you know what that one thing might be?
What? Something red?
Something.
Oh, alcohol?
Maybe a little whiskey. It sounds like an Irish coffee. That was one of the most popular drinks, right? When we did that story.
Mm-hmm, yeah, but no alcohol in this one. But Starbucks says its cold coffee continues to be a hot trend, and its cold beverage lineup makes up more than half of its U.S. beverage sales.
Why don't they ever give a seasonal tea? I've said it before, I'm not a coffee fan, but I feel like all the flavors focus on coffee.
Right.
But there could be a cinnamon tea or some sort of cranberry juice, lemonade. I don't know, just throwing ideas out there, Starbucks.
For
Think
us
of us.
non-coffee people.
Think of us here. Okay, this is, I mean, I don't want to even call it funny because I love this guy. He's one of my favorite guys in town every time of year he comes out. Shaka Santa had a mishap this morning, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Let's show folks.
So you may have seen him on your morning commute today. Shaka Santa and Tutu Mele were on the move from Aiea to Honolulu Hale. City crews transported the two 21-foot tall displays at around 15 miles per hour along the roadways. But let's show them, Jonathan.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was just on my phone here. I was looking at the picture. Sorry guys. Oh yeah, let's show you. Now you see it. Okay.
Yeah, so
you see
Santa
that
had
foot
a little
there?
accident on the roadways today. Apparently his foot hit a tree traveling down on Punch Bowl, but not to worry, HPD says it's a simple fix. But you can see part of his foot there has been cut off.
You're gonna need quite the pedicure there, Santa. I think Tutu Mele is okay, but okay. So I looked up past stories I found in a magazine report. You know that there's been past incidents. Once a snow lady's head fell off during transport, and then another time Rudolph's antlers got caught in a traffic light.
Oh no.
And another time, this is not Shaka Santa's first injury. Another time, a part of his body hit a Pepsi truck and it knocked his hand clean off.
Oh boy, poor Santa.
I know,
He's been
rough
through a lot.
ride. Just stick to the sleigh and get off those big rig trucks, man.
Well, they are 21 feet tall, both of them, so
They're
it's a
big
lot
guys.
of weight to carry around.
I can't wait to go. I love that event every year.
That's
really
right.
cool event. We're so lucky to have it.
Yeah, so they're getting all set up for Honolulu City Lights, which takes place this Saturday. They're gonna have the big celebration and the parade.
Well, we're gonna leave you with that, guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
Have a great day.